Iceman versus iced out on an icy day on the lake. 8 degrees at kick at Soldier Field. Wind chills, sub-zero. Bears coming off a loss against the Packers, dropped them from the 1 seed to the 7 seed. And going today without Rome Odunze, aggravated a foot injury during pregame, was questionable throughout the week, but that just meant a bit more. Caleb Williams finds DJ Moore in the end zone, first touchdown since week 11. Bears up 14-0 at the half. Shedeur Sanders and the Browns trying to gain some momentum here offensively. There was nothing to show you in the first half, mid-third quarter. Sanders will show you this. It's still not good. DeMarco Jackson, a former teamer, coming up big as the Bears still deal with some linebacker injuries. Bears 28th takeaway of the season. Next play, Williams rolling right.
Unbelievable right here.
The Iceman cometh.
Oh, my goodness.
I still can't make sense of how that ball got to DJ Moore.
And great job by DJ being able to focus through all that traffic and bring it in. 4
catches for 69 yards and the 2 touchdowns for DJ Moore. And this one looked like a dot from Sanders. Instead, Jalen Johnson. Don't give that man a chance at the ball. Rips it away. Sanders finishes 18 of 35, 177, 3 interceptions. Salted away Chicago. DeAndre Swift. Those roads, they're well paved. Swift finished with 18 carries for 98 yards, 2 touchdowns of his own. The Bears win it 31-3, their largest point differential win since 2020, Mac.
10-plus wins in the season since 2018?
It's a 10-win season.
What were you doing in 2018,
of
Joe?
Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. Don't ask about my life. 2018? Where was I in 2018?
He was here. We just started. HQ.
No. I was on the San Francisco 49ers sideline, doing something up in Northern California. It's not important. Always been in Chicago because that's where the heart is. 10 wins for the Bears. Back in studio with reaction to both of these quarterbacks and the outcome that we saw here. This was a perfect trap spot for Chicago, or at least that's what Chicago media would tell you all week long. Was it's a tough defense.
It is.
It's going to be cold weather that sort of brings these two teams closer together, and the Bears went out there and proved something off a loss. What'd they prove to you, Matt?
They're a for-real team. They're legit. I love their coach. I love the culture he's created there in Chicago. Their quarterback has a superstar-like arm. And everything else in terms of how they play the game of football fits the Chicago way. It's cold outside. I mean, it's frigid. The field is frozen. But they play a different brand of football, which is encouraging because if they mess around and get that top potential seed, win their division, and of course have a home playoff game, you don't want to go to Chicago with how they play football. They're a very physical team. They lean on you. They run the football. It feels like DeAndre Swift has turned into a bruising running back with his style and how he leans on defender. And you talk about what Kyle come in as a change of pace. What Ben Johnson has created, what he had in Detroit. 2 different running backs that coexist nicely in the backfield. You got a change of pace wide receiver, who what he had in Amon-Ra St. Brown, you have that now, and Luther. And then you look at the tight end production that he has along with the offensive line. Man, he's done a great job, man. Never, ever think that coaching is overrated.
It certainly matters in Chicago
because
right
it matters when you get the right guy, and they're playing a different brand of football. And I love that they took care of their business instantly. They didn't play around with the food.
And that was very much in the cut of the jib of Chicago, what we expected in this game. It's a less than stellar run defense for the Cleveland Browns. It was sort of run it 50 times and find yourself a win. We saw 17 of 28 for 242 and 2 touchdowns out of Caleb. This man in near 0-degree weather throwing the ball like that, Emery, what did that show you?
This is as much as we say the NFL, the margin for victory or error is razor thin because everybody's good, right? But there's a clear separation when you have Jimmy's and Joe's, and this was a Jimmy's and Joe's game. And when you look at the Chicago Bears and you strip away all the names, you're like, well, could be an NFC Pro Bowl team. You got DeAndre Swift, you got Caleb Williams, you got 2 good tight ends, Cole Kmet, Colston Loveland, you got Luther Burton, you got DJ Moore. You have all of these, they have great weapons, juxtaposed to the Browns who don't have great weapons. And we talked about this all throughout the show, the Eric Bieniemy factor. Like, that's why Swift is doing what he's doing, because he's doing what he's supposed to do within the construct of the game plan and within the construct of the run play. And Monangai is doing the same thing. We don't see any false steps from Monangai nor Swift, and the offense did exactly what it was. They played like this was 75 degrees outside.
Yes, they
Cleveland played like it was cold.
Cleveland absolutely played like it was cold, and I think that was a great point that the two of you have made about that weather and how no one's going to want to go to Chicago and play in that weather. Don't know why Chicago wants to build an indoor stadium, of course. Oh, to get a Final Four. Oh, to get a concert. Okay.
Set in that north end zone.
Well, yeah, whatever. We'll talk about that later on. Look, this is what I saw from the Cleveland Browns. It was a team who, once they went down, it was too cold for them. And, you know, this is still a young team. You talk about not really having stars. Look, Quinshon Judkins could be. Harold Fannin is getting that way, right?
No run game.
But no run game. Shedeur Sanders was the leading rusher. He had 2 carries. If that tells you anything at all, up front, they're going to have to rework that offensive line. You're going to have Myles Garrett, who's going to get Defensive Player of the Year and probably the sack record at some point in the next week or two. And none of it's going to matter, right? And you look forward to what is beyond, because we know that Chicago, what is beyond for them? They're playing January football. They may be even waiting a week to play January football because they could get the #1 seed in the NFC. Meanwhile, for the Cleveland Browns, you may be looking at a coaching change. You may be looking at a shakeup in the front office. And it's going to, they may not have their quarterback of the future. We've all been excited about Shedeur Sanders. He had 3 interceptions today. One was not his fault. I mean, that was a hell of a pass to Jerry Jeudy that ultimately got intercepted. But he's still getting things figured out. Still needs the play sheet and has to get it changed out on the sideline. So the Browns in this game, once you get to this point in the season, when you have a team that could potentially compete for a Super Bowl versus a team that will not compete for a Super Bowl for years, this is the result you get.
You said it, 3 interceptions. It could have been a 4th as Nahshon Wright drops one. There was also a fumble that he was bailed out on, whistled at. Too many giveaways for Shedeur in this game. For the Chicago Bears, big one coming up again with the Green Bay Packers, potentially.
You saw a young team in New England that's still trying to figure out how to handle success, how to overcome adversity within a game.
What I love from Buffalo in this ball game, at one point in time, they were down 21-0. Halftime score was 24-7.
Correct.
Right? They never panicked. They were on the road down against arguably one of the best teams in the AFC with one of the hotter quarterbacks in the AFC, and they never panicked. All they said was, breathe, take one play at a time, and let's allow our 5-star players to perform like 5 stars.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how much of that is just being in that locker room, looking to your left and saying, oh, the reigning MVP is here, and he's always got a solution.
And Josh Allen. And I know Drake May is one of the favorites to win the MVP, but today, Josh Allen was the best quarterback on the football field. When we did Who Has the Edge, we both said Josh Allen has the edge in this game because he is him. We've seen this over and over and over again with Josh Allen, just basically saying on the playground, everyone move out of the way, I'm taking the ball, and we're not losing. And then James Cook got going. See, that's the thing with Buffalo. When you allow Cook to cook, they're a deadly team. Yeah. So the 5-star players live up to the billing, and then the coaching and the adjustments. What we saw in the second half, smart, great football play. As a team, Buffalo only had 2 penalties. 2 penalties. We saw New England, multiple penalties that kept drives going in the second half. Then you look at in the red zone, Buffalo 5 or 6 in the red zone. Execution on 3rd down, 8 of 14 on 3rd down. And all of those conversions happened in the second half when they needed them the most.
I would say this. Let's give some kudos, let's give some credit to Sean McDermott, who has probably been kicked around a little bit because the Bills have not been able to get over the hump since he's been the head coach of the Buffalo Bills. No head coach of the Buffalo Bills has been able to get that franchise over the hump, right? And what matters about Sean McDermott, what he is going to be judged on, is games in January. We know and understand that. But to be able to make those adjustments coming out of halftime and to more or less stop a New England Patriots offense that has been great this season. They had that one play, Travion Henderson going the distance there, almost a fluke play. Outside of that, we're able to shut them down, right, in the second half. There were 2 penalties, as you know, right? That's coaching, right? That's discipline. Yeah. And I want to credit Sean McDermott because this was trending. I actually got a text from a league source like, ooh, this is a bad game for Sean McDermott and his sort of promises of coaching in 2026. And then halftime hit, and the second half hit. And now we're talking about one of the better coaching jobs against a great coach, Mike Vrabel. Yeah. Right. One of the better coaching jobs we've seen this year.
You say get over the hump. Well, hump's gone. This result also in part eliminating the Chiefs from playoff contention. Mac, a final thought from you here. I know we don't want to go too big on 30 minutes of bad football or 30 minutes of ineffective football from the New England Patriots, but this was the litmus test. This is what we wanted to learn about this team. Do you assign any worry to this group when rubber meets road?
No. This is, we knew this would be a very, very difficult game. I think the more alarming thing is allowing Buffalo to fight back into this ball game and steal one when you have a 21-point lead at home. But this is a learning experience.
Okay.
Most of these players haven't been in this position before with the New England Patriots. Vrabel has coached a lot of ball. You got a few players that has played a lot of ball. But this is the first time this group has been put under a spotlight, even though they were the underdog coming into this ball game, being able to do what they did and allow it to squander through their fingers. But in all, they still control their own destiny. You know what I mean? I think for New England Patriot fans, you feel some type of way knowing that you should have won this ball game and you didn't, but you still control your own destiny. You split the series with the Buffalo Bills 1-1, and you still sit in the catbird seat to win your division. Everything they wanted to achieve during preseason is still there for them to achieve. Hopefully they have a learning experience and bounce back quick, because next week you got Baltimore coming.
Yeah.
Right? You got Baltimore Ravens coming, who of course fighting for some of the same things the Patriots will be fighting.
Now, of course, you're still rooting for some Denver Broncos losses, right? Because that's the one thing, right? You can still win the AFC East, but you can win the AFC East and get the number 2 seed if the Broncos keep winning, right? So that's what the Patriots, that's sort of the disadvantage of losing this game. I still have the Patriots winning the division, but they're going to need to make sure that Bo Nix turns into a pumpkin in the fourth quarter and stays a pumpkin, as we have not seen yet this season, because otherwise they're playing at home in the wild card round of the playoffs.
Mike Vrabel was asked this week if he looks at his team as a Super Bowl contender. He said, we can only win one thing this week. That's the division. That's going to be the goal in the weeks to come as the Buffalo Bills pull off the second half comeback win here over the Patriots on the road, trailed by 21. And poof, gone.
you.